as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you a family. There are people who tried to get married, but it's been very hard for them. They never found the right spouse. Or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not write for them to find a good spouse, so they suffer in their marital life. How many couple that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not give them children? So look at the blessings that Allah has given you: a spouse, Allah has given you children, Allah has given you a family. Isn't that a great gift? How many lonely people there are in the world? How many women who don't find husbands, who are suffering in loneliness? But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you a family, has given you a spouse, has given you children. You find the atmosphere at home cozy and homely and beautiful and warm, when others are feeling desolate, are feeling lonely and left alone. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you something special, something to warm your heart, something to bring happiness to your chest, something to give you tranquility and peace, something to look forward to at the end of the day or on the weekend. When you see your children playing around with their innocence and their beauty, this gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, these children that carry your name, this beautiful gift, you can be thankful to Allah. How? When you go to work, put it within the context or within the frame that I am doing this in order to support this family that Allah has given me. And I'm doing this to be grateful to Allah, to be thankful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah, thank you for giving me a gift. The way I will say thank you will not be limited to my tongue, but it will be limited to how I handle this trust, how I handle this blessing, how I deal with this gift. So I'm going to take care of it. Allah gave you a tongue. How should you be thankful for Him giving you a tongue? By using it to say good things, for using it to recite the words of Allah, for using it to give goodly advice, for using it to comfort someone who's in trouble, to use it to compliment someone who's in need of some kind of feedback, to use it when you remember the name of Allah, to use it when you give advice and you give benefit and information that is needed by someone else. So even when you talk, you can turn that into an act of gratitude, because that's how you are thankful. So thankfulness means every gift that Allah has given you, you should first acknowledge it, recognize it, embrace it, appreciate it, and then use it in a goodly cause. That's how you can be thankful. And by this you fulfill the command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He's given to Dawood and to his family. اِعْمَلُوا آلَ دَاوُودَ شُكْرًا. Allah has given you something as simple and might seem silly to some people. Allah has given you hair. Hair, beautiful hair. Take care of it. Take care of it. Oil it. Nurture it. Comb it in a beautiful way. Don't make a sin with it, following all of these hippies and all of these trends that are against Islam. Use it to beautify yourself. The Prophet ﷺ actually directs us to this. He says, "Man kana lahu sha'run falyukrimhu." Whoever has hair, let him dignify it. Treat your hair well. The Prophet ﷺ says this? Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But we have taken Islam, sometimes we have sucked the life out of Islam. We've made it into a robotic style of life, which is not. The Prophet ﷺ appreciated his hair. He would oil it. He would comb it. He would perfume it. And he would look after it. And he let it grow long because he loved it. He appreciated it. That's the Prophet ﷺ. Was that luxury? Was that silly to do? On the contrary. That means you're just a human being and you are thankful to Allah. The Prophet ﷺ in another hadith says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يُحِبُّ أَنْ يَرَى أَثَرَ نِعْمَتِهِ عَلَى عَبْدِهِ. Indeed, Allah loves to see the consequences and Allah loves to see how His blessings show on His servants. So the gifts that you have been given, whether they are talents, latent talents, or a natural gift to do something, or a skill, or a personal strength, or anything special about you, it's not random. Allah did not throw gifts and talents and skills and strengths randomly just like that. Allah doesn't do anything random. He's Al-Hakim. He puts everything in its right place. So the set of skills and gifts and blessings and orientations and strengths that you have as a human being, they are meant for a reason. They are treasures that Allah put within you, and most of us don't bother discovering these treasures, looking into them. You are supposed to look into yourself and see what Allah has given you. See what Allah has put inside you, so you can use these gifts. You can use these gifts. There is so much potential in every human being. There is so much potential. And when you do not turn to that, when you do not turn your attention to this potential and these gifts, you live in denial. You live in denial to what Allah has given you. If I gave you some kind of perfume, you put it on the shelf and you never look at it, I won't feel good about it. I won't feel good about it. You don't appreciate my gift. You don't even give attention to it. You don't appreciate it. You don't value my good gesture. I as a human being would feel offended. What about the gifts that Allah has given you? And you never bothered looking into them. We think it's some kind of waste. Or we think it's not even manly to look into what Allah has given you. Where is all this nonsense came to us from? And some people have the guts to call this Islam. Some people have the guts to call this Islam. So in order to be grateful, in order to be thankful to Allah and live your life in gratitude and thankfulness to Allah, the first step is to turn into yourself and see what Allah has put in you that you need to be grateful for. And the way you are grateful to these things is that by acknowledging them, recognizing them, embracing them, appreciating them, recognizing their value and what you can do with them and their potential. Then you decide to use this in a goodly cause. Providing for a family, raising your children, helping the needy, helping people in the streets, helping the youth, take them out of drugs and gangs and drinking and all that stuff, showing them something constructive to do about their life, helping people who have any kind of need, any kind of discomfort or disadvantage in their life. There is something inside you that you can offer to them. Use it. And that's how you live in gratitude. And gratitude is never ever a luxury. Because when you turn to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the Day of Judgment, Allah will ask you about everything. Everything He has given you, you will be asked about it. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam